Hello and welcome to 10 things that will annoy you when playing Splatoon. I just want you guys to know that I'm actually a really big fan of the game, and this video is simply designed to poke a bit of fun at the things that might aggravate you when playing online. Hope you enjoy. Those of us who play Splatoon will have, at some point, been on the receiving end of a camp and splat. This is of course when someone hides in their own ink for a prolonged period of time and just waits for you to come along so they can splat you. It makes no sense that people do this in Turf War because it gets some minimal points, as covering ground is the aim of the game. If camping is their thing, they should just go and do it in ranked battles. As you can see from these two at the front here, snipers are quite popular in Splatoon. There are usually one or two in the game, scattered around high points on the map. I'm assuming their strategy is to send you back to the spawn point so you cover less ground. However, they usually end up coming bottom in their team as you get barely any points for splats. Nothing can be more aggravating than spawning and seeing a shoddy ink job around your base. More ground covered equals more points, and the land around your base is the easy bit. Sometimes you end up following in someone's tracks, covering the sections they miss. Fair enough, they want to get to the action, everyone does, but this means that the job often gets loaded onto someone else. Essentially it's guaranteed to get done, as a majority of players can't stand seeing easy points going to waste. Every now and again you will come across a player who thinks it's a good strategy to jump up and down as soon as someone starts shooting at them in an attempt to dodge the ink. Yes, it may work on occasion, but it's too much effort for both sides, and I don't really see the point. Just take a look at this blatant territory steal going on right here, and in the last 10 seconds of the game as well. It's beyond cheeky, but sometimes you get polite players who insist on you taking the route. This can lead to a bit of an awkward dance as there's no voice chat to say, "No, you go first, I insist." Landing in the wrong place can often, and in fact usually does, lead to devastating consequences. This one here is one of the worst I've ever seen, as what looks like the entire team, myself included, have managed to jump into the enemy's killer whale attack. Ouch. This neatly leads me to number 4, when you jump to the wrong player. The buttons on the gamepad are not in order of your teammate's position on the map. This can often lead to hasty and therefore wrong decisions, and can be flat out annoying when you practically jump up and down on the spot, or full on fly to the opposite end of the map, or right back to your spawn point. Any Splatoon player worth their salt knows that the last 10 seconds can sometimes be pivotal in the results of your game, so when you get splatted just before or during this time, it can be very frustrating watching the timer tick down. Even if there are 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock when you do eventually respawn, it doesn't give you enough time to do anything substantial. If you're a player who likes to splat others, then you should head across to ranked battles, but sometimes when you're in Turf Wars on a roll of splats and feeling generally good about yourself, then it can be a bit disappointing when you see that you haven't gained that many points. Just pointing out, RIP to the player on my left who's about to meet a watery death. Anyway, take this example where I actually had one of the worst splat death ratios on my team, but because I covered more ground I came out on top, thus confirming more ground covered equals more points. We have all been in this position before. You're slowly getting backed into a corner by the opposing team, and it soon becomes clear that something has gone wrong during your gameplay. As the results fall in, your suspicions are confirmed, as the percentage of the map covered by your team is very low. Soon you start to analyse the lineup and wonder who was guilty of abandoning ship. Personally, this is one of the most frustrating things that can happen when playing online in Splatoon. If a player isn't active or their internet is cut off, sometimes it can feel like the game is over before you've even begun. With 4 players against 3, the team with less players do not stand a chance. You know it's the worst it can get when the other team surround your base and there is no escape, especially when one of them uses the Kraken. However, every now and again the impossible happens. As you can see, this player has not moved in a while. I begin to get frustrated and splat him continuously, but soon after he jumps into action. So that's all 10 things that will annoy you when playing Splatoon. I hope you agree and thank you for watching.